guys, it is RetroGamingNow, and I am back with Riven. And then the last episode we took a sort of logging cart or something, and we ended up on this new island, so let's take a look around and see where we are. So it looks like there's a big sort of crater here with a lake in the middle. Let's turn around and see where we came out of. Oh, there's some sort of cylindrical thing over there. Looks like maybe there's fire or something underneath there. Some walkways and pipes. And so this is the thing that we fell out of. If you remember, we slid down this and into this thing. And let's see if we can figure out what this is. So let's go down. Oh, actually, real quick, there was a lever, so let's pull this lever. And it doesn't do anything. Anyway, so let's look at what this is. Well, you can tell there's a bunch of wood chips here, so this is clearly a wood chipper, which would make sense if you think about it. We just came from Jungle Island. We came from that area where there were a bunch of trees chopped down. So what they would do is cut down logs, put it in that little cart, send it down and through the ocean. Remember, we went underwater even. And it would pop out over here and slide down here and go into this thing. This wood chipper would chip it up and it'd spit it out. But the wood chipper does not seem to be working right now. And see if we can figure out why that is. Well, it might just be that it's not powered, but if you look at it, there's a pipe that runs out into the middle of the lake, and there's something out there. But let's go, let's look around and see what our surroundings are first. So this is a sort of strange-looking building. There's lots of stuff going on over here. And you can definitely see that there's a furnace, some sort of flames coming on. And there's a door. You can actually barely see there's a little tiny emblem on it, the 5 emblem. But that's red there, and so it looks like we can't get in. Let's go around the side here. We can take this little pathway. We got a lever here, which if you look, goes also out to the middle of the lake, just like that other one did. And a bunch of switches. If you look here, you can see that there's boiling water in here. Let's see if we can do anything. Okay, so flipping that switch, we'll notice that the water stops to boil, which probably means that there are no flames underneath. If we look out here, we can see indeed that the flames have stopped, so that's a good thing to know. So this turns on the water's boiling, or excuse me, turns on the flames down here. What's this do? Nothing. What's this do? Also nothing that we can tell right now. Alright, well, let's head out to the center of the lake, because we've seen there's 2 of these pipes going out there. And clearly this wood chipper is not powered, so let's go out here and see what this is. Okay, so looks like there is a pipe that comes in here, comes out from up there. There's more catwalks and stuff out there. And then this is aiming different directions. So this one is aiming... So let me see if I can... Okay, so this one goes out there and to the boiler. Actually, I'm not sure. Let's just go through these one by one. So I'm going to move this all the way over here, which I believe should go to the wood chipper. And we can see if the wood chipper works. You heard that sort of hissing sound, makes me think it's steam powered, kind of like that thing, the telescope that we saw the first time on Temple Island. Okay, so let's turn around. Fire it up. Yes, and so we figure out two things. Number one, this is indeed a woodchipper. Well, three things maybe. Number two, that over there does indeed do power. And number three, it's a good thing this thing wasn't on when we fell down here, or this game would be over. Actually, looking back over there, you can see there's a ladder so we can go back up. So let's head on up there and just see what that is. You know, if there's anything new or interesting we can get. So we'll climb up the ladder. Climb these stairs. Okay, so you can see here is that logging cart. And so what happens is when it reaches this button, it pushes this thing down, which drops whatever's in the cart down there into the wood chipper. Now, why is there a wood chipper? What is that for? What's this boiler thing we saw for? We don't quite know that yet. But that's what we are trying to figure out. So let's head on back down. And let's power this thing real quick if we can, using the thing out here in the middle. So now we'll go to the second one, and I believe that goes up here. So, oh, it's opening. Okay, so I see what happened. So this little indicator over here shows whether or not the water's boiling. And remember, it was red, and now that it's not red, it's clear. It means the water's not boiling, and so it's safe to go in. So we can step in here. You can see there's a ladder out there, which we can't get to because there's water. And there indeed is a lot of water, and what's all this water for? I don't know. What are they boiling? Well, let's see if we can figure out how this works and just sort of mess with these controls. You see, now that we've synthesized this over here, it does appear that there's power, and so this one is white. If I flip it, that one becomes white. So this white one goes up here, and where does that go? Up to this thing. Let's see what that is. That is this here. So if I flip this, the water drains out. Okay, well, since the water's drained, maybe we can go back over here and go inside and see what this ladder is in there. Yeah, and the water's definitely out. Well, we can't go in there though, because you can see it's a pretty steep drop, so maybe there's something else we can do. Let's mess with some of these other controls. Let's flip this over here. So that would be this thing. Okay, so moving that up raises the floor. And that should be it, hopefully. Let's see. Alright, and there we go. Looks like we can just walk out here and go in here. I will say, the first time I did this puzzle, it was very, very tough for me. Like, I didn't know what was going on, but, you know, if you just sort of think about what's going on, it's pretty simple. So, let's see where this goes. We get to go to drainage pipe. And it's so dark that we're moving in pitch black. Can I turn around in the pitch black? It's not pitch black that way. Alright, don't want to get confused here. Alright, and here we are. We see light, we see ocean. Let's drop down. Alright, so where are we? clearly there's this beautiful view of the ocean. And we're on some sort of path. So this is where we came out of. And if you look right here, you can see that there's a little bit of some pools of water. So when the water gets drained out, this is where it comes out. So the water drains out here and comes down here and then eventually goes into the ocean. And we got this little path up here, so let's walk on up. And you can see we have crawled all the way through that pipe and we are now up above the lake. And if you look, we can actually see the Temple Island out in the distance with a giant dome. And so looking at the whole lake, there's a couple things. This, maybe I can go back. So this is the pipe that we came out, and so it came all the way up here and out there. There's another pipe out there, which I don't know what that is right now. And then this is correct. So we sent power here, which went to the woodchipper, power here, which went to the boiler, and then power here we haven't seen yet. That's what it started out on, but we don't know what that is. So we can hop this fence here, and let's go inside. Into a cave. We got some sort of contraption here. There's a fan blowing down air on us. And what is this thing? Well, if we open it up, you can see there's a little plate here. And if you touch the plate, it just slams shut. So maybe it's some sort of trap or something. It's kind of what it looks like. You can actually put a little piece of bait on there. And pulling this lever doesn't do anything. Perhaps there's no power to it, but what it kind of looks like is, it looks like it's on a string and perhaps gets lowered down in there so it can catch whatever is deep down in this cave. Which we don't know. There's a pipe going out there, which maybe means it doesn't have power, like we were saying earlier. See if we can figure out what that is. Perhaps what we have to do is send the power from there to this one. That's probably what it is goes to the trap. So if you look here, a little trapdoor. Actually didn't notice this coming up, so we can head on down this ladder and out here. And yeah, it does look like it goes up there. So let's go over here. So this is the pipe that we came out of when we were inside the boiler, and it goes all the way up here and up, and that's where we ended up, out there. And then up the ridge and down there. Now it's open. So let's go back to the center of the lake and change the power. It's a little bit unclear what this island is for. So we know that there's a wood chipper and then there's a boiler. Perhaps they're boiling the wood chips or something, I don't know. I think it'll become clear though as we continue to explore. So we don't have to go up through there anymore because we can just go the back way. Alright, let's head on up. And back in here. And yes, now that you listen, you can hear. Oh, maybe that's just the fan that was already going. Well, let's just see if this works. Yes, you're correct. So it lowers it down into the abyss. And there it is. Okay, so what else is there to do on this island? We have explored all of this. We've seen this here. And lowered that down there. But we know there's something else out there, right? So you can see there's other stuff out there. We just can't get to it right now. We're just missing something. I don't know how long it's going to take to catch one of these. Let me try pulling it up now. It's worth a shot. See what it is we're catching. Clearly it's nothing very big. Ooh, we got something. Let's see what it is. Alright, now, if you're observant, you'll notice we've actually heard that sound before. We heard that chirping sound when we saw that first symbol when we first got to Jungle Island out by the tram, if you remember. It was a chirping sound. We thought it might be kind of like a frog, but we weren't sure. And then when we came back through the other way through the tunnel, we saw that there was the silhouette of the frog. And now we've actually seen that frog, and so we know that that is a real thing. Now, what's not clear right now is why do we have this thing here? What's the purpose of trapping these frogs? It seemed almost like it was wet down there if you heard him jump back out. It was kind of a sploosh sort of thing, so hopefully he didn't fall to his death, but yeah, so there's something about these frogs. This is another thing we've heard of it. Let's just send it back down. Because clearly, if you've built this whole contraption and there's steam power to it and it does all of this, there's something very useful about these frogs. But there's some reason he'd want to keep them, or whoever did this, assuming it's Gin. But I guess we can't know for sure. So, what now? It seems like we've already been everywhere. Let's just go down here and see if there's something else we have missed. There's a good view. So, looking up here, there's clearly something else out here. There's this walkway that's going out, right? And let's go, whoops, out here a little bit and see if we can get a better view of where that's coming from. Yeah, it's right there. That walkway is coming from right there. And so, how can we get that? Well, maybe we have to think outside the box a little bit. Let's go back up here and think the walkway is coming through here, right? So it's coming this direction. If we go in here, it's going to be not here, but back over there somewhere. So is there a way we could get back over there somewhere? Well, the answer is pretty painfully simple. All we have to do is close the doors and we can see that we can go this way. And we can go this way. Ho ho. Oh, not that way. That way. Well, we saw that there's a catwalk out this way. This way looks like it's going down to the cave. So let's just check this out first. See where it goes. It's pretty deep in there. Opens the door, and look what we have. One of those spitting domes that we've seen several times before. If you remember, when we were on Temple Island, and we were going on the catwalks by the steam engine, the steam place, we saw that there's one of those spinning up top which we couldn't get to. And then on Jungle Island, we saw the same thing when we were in the jungle. Remember, above that sort of three-way area, there was one of these also spinning, but it was also so high that we couldn't get to it. But now this is the first time that we are close enough where we can be right up next to it and sort of see what's going on. And if you look at it, first of all, it's pretty unclear what this is for. Why do we have this thing here? It's just, it's very strange, it's very bizarre. Now, if you look at it, it's got these like circles or something, like some sort of symbols. And they're kind of like changing or something, and every once in a while this this, what is it, a yellow one comes by. And so, I wonder if there's a way we can figure out what that yellow symbol is, because it seems like it's a important one, right? Seeing as you can kind of tell it's changing, it's kind of hard to see, but there's definitely symbols on the right you can see it's changing. So if this, in the wall here, there's something, we can get to that in a better view. How will we do that? Oh, again, you're so funny. Using the same thing twice. Okay, so let's head on in here. And you can see what we've got here is kind of like a viewfinder. So if you look, it's got this shutter thing which is flashing. So you just see individual images or symbols as they go by. And if you look at it, every once in a while that yellow symbol pops up. And if you saw what it is, the yellow symbol is the circle with a center line down it. So that's something we're probably going to want to write down. So this dome, what is it? We're on Crater Island. Let's call it Crater Island because there's a giant crater. And it's a symbol of a circle with a line down it. Now, there's also this button up here, which don't really know what it does, but let's just see if we can time it so that we hit the button when the yellow symbol shows up. So right now. Okay, you can see it slowing down. And something just happened over there. Let's go check it out. So heading back in this direction, you can see that the dome is now golden. If you remember watching what happened, it slowed down until that symbol was right there and then kind of rotated up. So it like rotated up the outer part to reveal a golden inner part of the dome. Now, why? What's the reason? Well, if you think about it real quick, this dome has some real similarities to the Temple Island dome that we first saw. Ooh, and actually you can see it's got this split down the middle. So let's look here, and there's something in there, and we've also got all these little sliders. So we can like set them to some sort of code or something. Push the button, and of course we got it wrong. It's a little tough to tell what is in there, but it seems like this is a device that is hiding something. Okay, now we have many questions about what's going on. For example, why have we seen one of them on each island we've been to so far? We've been to 3 islands. And why is it golden? Like, what's going on? Frankly, it's very strange, and we have not a whole lot of clue about why. You see, oh look, if you look up here, we've got a crater up here. That's kind of interesting. I didn't even know that we could see the sky from here. Anyway, that's not really important. Anyway, so what are these for? Why is there that specific symbol that hides them? And what is in there? We frankly know almost nothing right now about it. So if we head on out here, we can hit this button. Oh, actually, it looks like the whole thing flips. That's what happens. So it flips. And then starts running. Yeah, so... yeah, just another one of those mysteries we gotta figure out. But it seems to be connected across multiple islands because we've seen this at least 2 other islands, and we can assume that you can also get some sort of symbols from it. I suppose we can't know, but... okay, well, we could keep heading this direction. Let's go over here and head on here. So... We are now on that catwalk that we saw earlier. If we head this direction, there's this nice little building we can see. And it's locked. But it's got looks very cool. It looks neat. And also, let's just turn around and get a look at it. I kind of like it. Just looks very imposing and very powerful. It looks really nice. If we go this direction, we can actually keep going, and we get a nice view of Temple Island. You can see this bridge is heading out towards Temple Island. Now, something I want to point out real quick is that this golden dome here also has one of these splits down the middle, which is the same that the dome we already saw had. Actually, if you look out there, that is the small dome that we saw earlier. So it's interesting to think, like, there's some sort of similarity. This thing here has some sort of connection to that thing there. But what is that connection? We just can't tell right now at this moment. Now, I probably should have mentioned this first. It's obvious that we're on some sort of bridge which is heading us out to this island. So let's just head on out here and see where this takes us. We can head up, and we got a drop bridge here. And if you remember, we activated this the very first time we were over here, and it went up here, and we are now at this bridge. So hopefully we can just pull this and drop the bridge. And indeed, that is correct. So now we can come in to the dome from another side and head on out this way. Okay, there's something out there we haven't been to yet, but first I'm going to rotate this and make the connection. So now if we ever have to come this way through here, we can head on this way and get to this side, and so we can go back to Crater Island. So we haven't been here yet. What is down there? This is the walkway we were on earlier, and there's some sort of panel, it looks like, and a button. Leads us up here, and we can head out there, and you can see there's the dome there. Some way to get there, clearly, but it's not on this level. And over here, we came back around. Let's lift this up and see where this goes. There we go. Now this looks familiar. You can see that we're back in that room, the cave where the gate room was. So we're back in the gate room here. And so now it looks like we've connected all this stuff here to make it easier if we ever have to travel through here again, so we can get to Crater Island from here. Yeah, this was actually a bit of a detour, though, because what we were trying to do is get in that building over there. And actually, if you look out here, first of all, it's very clear that this is a crater. It's like a crater there, and then it goes down there. But also, if you look out there, that looks kind of familiar. It's like that tram station that we have here, even on Temple Island. And so maybe, we could get out there and take this tram somewhere else we haven't been yet. So, but first we want to try and get in this building here, and so that means we have to head back. So, actually I think we're going to do that in the next episode. So, this has been Retro Gaming Now, playing Riven, Crater Island, and in the next episode we're going to head back over here and see if we can figure out a way to get into that building. Retro Gaming Now, as always, if you enjoyed, feel free to leave a comment. I love reading what you guys put down, and I've been playing Riven, and we are soon to head out here, so have an awesome day, and I will see you guys later.